Alright, I am back. I had a nap and a bath, so I feel much better now. Mehitable is very happy. They have a seat here for her. And funny this, you know what I just realized? That the fairy house is the same kit, the Creole cottage, as the magic shop. So, hey, thanks. Oh, check that out, Susie Blue. You believe that? Cool. Mehitable really likes that. I got some pictures with her in the house and all. And actually, I think that these toys are mostly all toys that people have left for him. Like, there's a little police car. I bet it was a cop, maybe. So, very cool. I got pictures of Mehitable on the wooden horse, too. There's actually a Noah's Ark over there. It says 2 by... Oh, and my cider. But I think probably people left. Maybe not the horses. There's a lot of horses in here, too. There's a little hair horse down there on the floor, too. So, very dark in this room. I know, lots of Jack Russells. Look at that. It's probably Shiner, probably howling for me right now. Where's his mommy? Yeah. Anyways, I love this room, actually. It's really nice with all the windows and all. I would like to stay in all of the rooms in this house. Maybe Eisenhower room next. But, well, first of all, I'm going to just go over what happened today and stuff like that. Like, actually got up really early at 4, which is my normal time if I don't sleep all day, which means, like, because if I sleep all day, that means I've been up all night. So, my normal hour, like, I'm really active at, like, between 3 and 4 in the morning. So, anyways, I got up at 4. And I arrived in Gettysburg at 8. So, the first thing that I did was, the cemetery. Which I was going to get a video in the cemetery, too. But I didn't. Maybe I will tomorrow. I plan on going to the battlefields tomorrow. I'm going to check out some of the other stuff and see what's going on here. And, maybe... I'll go to the battlefields. Yeah. Definitely going to the battlefields tomorrow. I'm going to this, noodle place, too. It's new. So, I have to tell you that, like, every other store here is, like, a metaphysical rock shop or an ice cream parlor or a hair salon now. My favorite antique store, Worsley's, where I got Tilly, my beautiful, beautiful... blonde, rare China head doll. It's not there anymore. So, I actually wished I had gotten the little soldier that I wanted at the doll show. I was saving my money for Gettysburg. But I still got, besides my cider. And I plan on, this is the Black Knight, the, not the sweet cider. It's black currant. But she's got another black currant, sweet scarlet cider, which I'll probably pick a small growler of that up maybe before I leave. I mean, probably tomorrow. We'll see. But Mehitable is... I did get some things from Mehitable. And she got this little handmade, locally made wool owl. And I think that my Worsley's is now an arts and crafts store, actually, with a lot of gourds, like bird houses and things like that. If you don't know Mehitable, she was made by a Russian-American violin maker. And she's got Hollywood and I think a linden, 3 different woods because her eyes, her eyes, she's made with 3 different woods. And she's awesome. And this, I didn't change her clothes yet. She's got a whole wardrobe here in her trunk, as you can see. She's got letters from my Liverpudlian girlfriend to Red Witch in there. Lots of clothes. She actually has Civil War clothes. Maybe she'll put her honeymoon in New Orleans. Scarlet. Maybe she'll put that on tomorrow. Maybe she will. I got this at the the doll show a couple times. Got her little outfit that she's wearing now. Super cute. But she also got that super cute little locally made owl. He's a little glass owl. And the cool thing about her little barn owl, Jareth, is that she already has a little wool bird, that she got that at the Audubon house, where Audubon was born. I know he moved to Louisiana, and that's where the park is and everything, but he was actually born here. So she already has a little bird. Now she has another one. And she's got a little bed set up here. My girlfriend from grade school, Lori, made her little mattress there. She says it's a scrubby pad, but this is her little bed with her creepy little chitty chitty bang bang dick doll. And let's first of all talk about, I did get this. I got this new crystal in one of the many metaphysical shops. But I really do love this one. It's really beautiful. So I did get this. I got some really nice cards. I'm going to be sending Uncle Carl a card with a painting of this house on it. It's really nice. And I've got 2 Torian birthdays coming up, and I got a whole pack of cards for $1 with hummingbirds on them. For those peeps, at the library, they have a little like the library books, they have a little shop there. I went all through that looking for stuff. I almost got a Mary Stewart book, which is a Haley Mills movie, Moon Spinners, I think. But I wasn't sure if I read it or not. I don't think I did. But I read all of her Merlin trilogy and a lot of her other earlier books too, actually. So, which I share with my aunties. So shout out to, I share my books with my best witches and my aunties. Like when I get excited about it, I feel like a book is you know, I am an old English teacher, and I feel like a book is the gift that keeps on giving, right? So, and the bigger the book, the better the gift. So, yeah, and my aunt loves Mary Stewart too, like I do. So, I know I sent her Thorny Hold and Rose Cottage, actually, which I love all of her books. Of course, The Crystal Cave, the Merlin book, is my favorite of hers. Which I read in the 9th grade. Which I started in the 9th grade and finished, I think, when I was in my 30s, and then I read all of the Merlin trilogy. But I know my aunties read them in the 70s because they would give their books to my dad. So it's like a long tradition of, you know, sharing books. Nothing better than that. They had a really nice copy of Tom Jones there. Unfortunately, I already have 2 copies of Tom Jones. One's an antique. So, I get to get this. I have the Farnsworth House cookbook, and I have the Farnsworth House, like, history book. But this is something new that I don't have, Gettysburg's Haunted Address, Spirits of Farnsworth House Inn. So, I did get this in the book shop. So maybe we should read some of this, right? It looks good, actually. So, and they have other things too. I do plan on putting together a mini ball compilation, which is probably going to be paperback, unless I actually put all of the books in there as well, which maybe in the future that will be. But I could do a hardback of that, really. You can probably tell I've intricate cider, right? Yeah, it was a nice hot bath, too. I have the AC. That's what's blowing there. Sweat fits on 61 right now, so it's crazy. So, oh, the Sarah Black room. I've stayed there, actually, twice. And I've stayed in the McFarlane room, too. I think I want to stay in the Eisenhower room now, because I think it's in the original part of the house as well. Let's look at the Jeremy room first of all and see what that says, since we're here in the Jeremy room. You know, I'll tell you, it's in my ghost stories actually. But I'll tell you, when I stayed at the Cashtown Inn, and I wouldn't have even believed it, really, honestly, if, well, I was lifted out of that bed in the morning. Like, literally lifted up and levitated like a foot off of the bed. And then I read that, and they have a little journal there, and I think they have one here too. So if I have a dream tonight, which I didn't when I napped, if I do have a dream, I'll write it down in their book. So, but anyways, I read in their book that the same thing happened to another person, another woman with her husband who actually witnessed it in that room. So that really happened. That story with the Cashtown Inn is, it goes like this. The Confederates were in Cashtown like a year before Gettysburg, and they stole some guy's horse. And he said, you know, in the future, I'm going to kill the first Reb that I see that comes into town. And the first Reb that he saw the next year, he killed him. And he shot him, and they dragged him into the Cashtown Inn, and he died in there. So that's the story with the Cashtown Inn. And I did hear shit there, like, sounded like bodies being drugged during the night and stuff like that. That place is totally haunted. I'll tell you a really funny story about the Cashtown Inn, actually, before I read Merry Christmas, Jeremy. But this shit is funny. I was here at the Farnsworth House, and I had a Bailey's, maybe just one, you know. And then I was driving back to Cashtown. It's right outside of Gettysburg. You know, it's like a 5-minute drive or so. And it was really dark, and there's no lights. So I'm like looking, I didn't know where the turn was. It's like a left, actually. But I couldn't find the turn. So I was probably driving like, you know, I drive really carefully. I'm a careful driver. And this cop, as soon as I get to Cashtown Inn, of course, I think this is my ghost stories too, actually. That dude, he pulls me over, he makes me do all kind of tricks, walk the line, one leg, all this shit. I'm doing like all this stuff. And then he makes me do the backwards number, counting backwards or something. And at one point I was like, look dude, I am an English teacher, not a math teacher. And then he let me go. And I couldn't get into the house. I was like, oh damn, I'm gonna have to like wake up this house because I cannot get into this house. And then I got into the house. It just opened, like when I was about to give up and wake up the whole house. The door just opened magically for me, like a monster. So, the ghost of the Cashtown Inn likes me, let me tell you. The ghost at Fort Mifflin likes me too. Anyways, this says, Merry Christmas, Jeremy, as told by Bernadette Lowell Atkins. It was a cold December day, and winter had officially arrived just the day before. A gentleman and his son checked into the Sarah Black room. It was an early Christmas gift to his son, who had heard the stories of the Battle of Gettysburg and the tales of little Jeremy, the boy who tragically died in the room they were staying in. The excitement of the holidays was in the air, and both father and son reveled in the thought of being on the battlefield together and sharing a real Civil War style dinner that evening. After the night's festivities, the boy and his father settled in their cozy room for the evening. The little boy went through his nightly rituals of washing up and brushing his teeth. Unpacking his bag of toys and other goodies, the little fellow found a bag of Christmas candy that had been given to him by his Sunday school teacher. Dad gave him strict orders, no candy until tomorrow. The boy placed his bag of treats on the top of the dresser, where Jeremy's toys were secured in the drawer below. I wonder if there's toys in that drawer. I didn't look in that drawer, actually, so I'll have to see. Well, I'll definitely leave him some. I have some stuff here. Let me finish this first. The following morning, the groggy-eyed little boy jumped out of bed and ran to the window to watch the tinkling of snowflakes fall and blanket the grassy patch in front of the inn. To his surprise, he had found his bag of candy opened and scattered all over the floor. The boy's father stirred in the bed, and he sat upright. They heard a child's voice in the hallway singing, "I heard the bells on Christmas Day. The old familiar carols played. And wild and sweet the words repeat of peace on earth, goodwill to men." The little boy smiled, and he knew that he had made a new friend. So very cool. There's stories in here. That's the Jeremy room. I also got this bookmark. I got this in the in their bookstore, which I really like. This is from the Slaughter Pen. Actually, I got this bookmark too. It's probably a Brady photograph, actually, from the battle. So, I actually got some other souvenirs for people in there too. So, they're gonna really like the souvenirs I got for them too there in the bookstore. So I got that. And when I stayed in the McFarlane room, which is right next door, I'll tell you, that place, that was a funny story, actually, because people were, like, saying how haunted it is, but this Route 30, this road that this house sits on, is super busy. And this is a really old house, so every time a truck passes or whatever, they got rocking chairs, and they got little, like, tinkly, like, crystals, and like chandeliers, and all that stuff shakes and stuff every time a truck comes down the road. So that night there were guys that were in the bar that actually ran out of the house and left for the night. So funny shit, but I didn't have any really ghostly experiences in there. Now the Sarah Black room, the second time I was staying with somebody there, so no experiences, but the first time I was alone. And first of all, there was a cloud above my bed, which is pretty strange, right? It was a little cloud. It's a canopy bed. Well, it was then. The rooms are different now. When I stayed in the McFarlane room, that room had twin beds. It doesn't anymore. It has a double bed now, so. But the other time, I heard whistling when I was in the bathtub. Like whistling a song, not like whistling. And I thought it was the grandfather clock in the hall. And the next time that the grandfather clock, like, chimed, I went back in the bathroom and listened, and it totally wasn't what I heard. So that was a little bit strange, too. But anyways, now back to Jeremy. I did bring him some candy. Brought him some Easter candy. It was just Orthodox Easter. Easter was early this year. So I brought him some jelly beans, first of all. And I brought him a soldier. Now, these soldiers are handmade by an old dude, like, original. Somebody had a Sherman painted, and I kind of wanted it, but it was $50. These are like $2. These are like the original real soldiers that the guy does. And my great-grandfather was an artilleryman that was drafted, and he actually lived, which is crazy, because the artillerymen always die. But he was only in 2 years of the war, so the last 2 years of the war. So those Yankees were son of a bitches, I'm gonna tell you what. As soon as, like, all the Irish came over, you got off the boat and they sent your ass to war. That's why the Yankees won, no doubt. So, they were dispensable. But I call this one Reynolds, because there's a statue of him in the cemetery. He was actually born in Lancaster, and he got here the first day of the battle, and he got shot in the head, and that was it. Never saw anything, end of story. They actually took his body his dead body, to the picture house, and I don't know if that's still here or not. I didn't really see it, but we got our pictures taken, me and my best witches there, actually. We were hoes, and Susie Blue was the Confederate in drag. But I'm gonna leave General Lee. This is General Lee. That's what I call him. This is General Lee. This is my great-grandpappy, so I'm taking him back with me. And then this is General Reynolds. But I'm leaving General Lee and some candy here for Jeremy. Now, before my nap, I had used my pendulum here. My pendulum. I have some pendulums. I brought Max too here. So, I had used my pendulum, and I send out a lot of pendulums too, but this one is mine. It's just a crystal. I think I sent out my bloodstone one. I think I shared it. I used to have a bloodstone one too. I don't think I do anymore. I think I gave it to somebody. That's how I am. Anyways, I had used it on my pendulum board here. And I asked him if he was here. And it went to maybe. So let's ask him again now. Jeremy, are you here? And then I asked him if he wanted to hear a story, and he said yes. So I started Where the Wild Things Are, because, I mean, there's no better book for a little boy, right? Look, he's here now, see? So there's no better book for a little boy than Where the Wild Things Are. And I had started it, and then I fell asleep when the forest was growing in his room. So, let's see, maybe we get some Jeremy action going on in here. I'm probably gonna definitely kill. This video is very long, isn't it? I'm probably gonna kill my camera anyways. But let's read a little bit more from the story and see what happens, because we definitely have to finish the story for him. First of all, I'm gonna get another sip of my Black Knight here. It's pretty tasty. I don't know, maybe the Sweet Scarlet might be too sweet for me. I love black currants though. And like, I don't get black currant cider. I like pear cider. Oh, yeah, I do. Really like cider. Alright. And grew until his ceiling hung with vines and the walls became the world all around. And an ocean tumbled by with a private boat for Max, and he sailed off through night and day. I love this book so much. When I was little, Mommy thought it was so stupid. She'd be like, why are you bringing that stupid shit home? I was reading Macbeth in 3rd grade, so she thought Where the Wild Things were stupid. I now have a carol that I got. He was made in Latvia? Yeah, I actually have a carol. He was coming out of the box when I got him, too. He was, like, literally popping out of the box. He looks just like him. He's really creepy. Ron hates him. He says he's hideous. I think he's so cute. And in and out of weeks and almost over a year to Where the Wild Things Are. And when he came to the place where the wild things are, they roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth. There's Carol. And rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. Till Max said, be still, and tamed them with the magic trick. Of staring into all of their yellow eyes. My Carol has purple eyes. He also doesn't have stripes, so I gave him a sweater, because I felt like he needed stripes, so I did give him a little sweater. But he has horns and all that. He's really cute. Without blinking once, and they were frightened and called him the most wild thing of all. Look at this hideous lamp. Don't you hate it? Oh my god, it's gonna scare the fuck out of me. It's so scary. There's a nice stained glass of the flower there in the window too, but you can't see it there. Anyways. And made him king of all wild things. Mahitable has a crown, actually, in her thing. It's from Russia, so she's gonna wear her crown. Actually, it belongs to her little. I have a little wooden, another Russian doll, but Like I said, this guy he's American, but he's from Russia. So, he's American. And made him king of all the wild things. I said that already. Oh, I saw a real stupid sign in the window of some house today here. And it was like they had these flower pots in the house. And they had these, like, fake trees in like, their flower boxes in the front of the house. And it was like, we believe Black Lives Matter and no person is illegal. This big stupid sign. I just stopped reading it at that because I was like, you gotta be kidding me. Oh, and I gotta tell you about in the library. So the librarian there, the clerk, she was like in her 90s. And then there was like this ick woman. And they were in there talking all about Michael Obama's book. I wanted to gag. So that's why I probably only got the cards. I didn't want to get anything else in there because they were making me sick. And now, cried Max, let the wild rumpus start. Totally sick. Michael, Oogie Booger, Obama, you gotta be kidding me. Gag me. I should probably leave him this book, too. I think I'm going to. I know it's my book, and I love it, but I think I'm going to leave it for Jeremy. Because if some other kid and stuff, like, yeah, I think I'll probably leave him this book. I can always get another one, right? I do love this book. Did you see his Nutcracker? He, like, designed Maurice Sendak, designed one of the Nutcracker ballets. Really, really cool. I really liked it. Now stop, Max said, and sent the wild things off to bed without their supper. And Max, the king of all wild things, was lonely and wanted to be where someone loved him best of all. Then all around from far away across the world he smelled good things to eat. So he gave up being king of where the wild things are. I actually hear something really strange, like, behind me. It was kind of like it feels like somebody's in the room with me behind me. But the wild things cried, "Oh, please don't go. We'll eat you up. We love you so." And Max said, "No." The wild things roared their terrible roars and gnashed their terrible teeth and rolled their terrible eyes and showed their terrible claws. But Max stepped into his private boat and waved goodbye. Oh, he has a little boat too. Look at that. Yep. I think I'll leave him on Max actually too. I'll put him in the boat. Won't be cool? I think I'll like that. And sailed back over a year, and in and out of weeks, and through a day. Yeah, it was the lady at Easter, my waitress, that told me to make sure I bring some toys for Jeremy. She tipped me off. So I think I might see her at breakfast. She says she's going to be here. By the way, everybody in Gettysburg is hiring, including this place. And into the night of his very own room, and where he found his supper waiting for him. Little kid ghosts are actually the worst and the creepiest and the scariest ghosts of all. But I don't think Jeremy is creepy or scary at all, actually. And it was still hot. Alright. So. I will recharge again. Let's see if Jeremy is still here. Jeremy, did you like the story? And I think I'll try to get another video tomorrow from, if they liked my outfit today, they're going to love my outfit tomorrow. I think he's still here, see? He liked the story, too. Totally. I mean, of course he did. What little boy doesn't like what wild things are? Yeah. So I think that I'm going to recharge again, and I will try to get, maybe I'll hit the, I'm going to eat at the noodle place tomorrow. It doesn't open till 3. There's this new noodle place, and they've got all these nice, like, drinks, like lychee, green tea, and stuff like that. So I think I'm going to eat there tomorrow. Because, like I said, the crab soup here tonight was, it wasn't very good. I choked it down. I was hungry. I didn't eat yesterday, so you're fatty McFat. So, you know, and I don't waste food, so I ate it, but, I think I will try to get a video tomorrow from the, on the battlefield, and probably another video of maybe, maybe the cemetery. We'll see. I'll recharge and everything, and then we'll see. So, oh, I did see a ghost, actually. It was on the back road, or I was walking. I had, like, 20 minutes still to check into my room here. And it was at this garage. It was like a garage on a back street. And I thought somebody was standing there. And I turned around. It was like, really solid. Looked really real. And then that's how they usually are. And then you, like, turn around and look, and they're not there at all. And that's how it was. So, it's been a long time, actually, because I have tuned them out for a long time now. So, good night from Jeremy's room. From me and Mehitable. I'm going to see what else is going on. And, we'll leave some things, and we'll see you tomorrow. Okay? Bye-bye.